All right, boys, we are back, heading into year 10, our final year with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's time for a big re-sign stage, and mostly it's our defensemen. We already have enough forwards that we can get into next year's regular season. It's pretty much our defensemen. Who are we going to sign? I was asking you guys in the last video, we're going to trade for Ekblad in free agency, so that'll give us 5. We just need number 6, all right? We got Hedman, Fensky, Bowen, Bisson. There's 4. Ekblad, I gotta stop saying and. Ekblad is number 5, and then we need number 6. And it was mostly between, not Jordan Subban, he's kind of fallen off. It's mostly between Webb and Pody. All right, Webb played for us last year. He's 2 years older than Pody. Two-way defenseman, B-, so he's still getting better. I don't really like his his athleticism category, but defensively and offensively, he's pretty good, and he's only getting better. Perfect third liner back there, all right? Perfect depth defenseman. Okay, so Webb is pretty good. He's 24 years old. Now, Pody, he's 2 years younger, 82 overall, defensive defenseman, but he's got an amazing offensive category for a defensive defenseman. Now, if that B- stays in the defensive category for, 3 or 4 years, he could get pretty good in the defensive category, kind of like a Shattenkirk, mid-80s everywhere in the defensive category, right? But his offensive category and his athleticism category are going to be what this guy's all about. So I may want to get this guy because he's going to be cheaper, and he's somebody who we could put on the power play because of his amazing offensive category, while still being a defensive defenseman. We could test him out and check out his plus-minus by the end of the year. So I really don't have a preference on who I could get between these guys, Webb or Pody. So this is what I'm going to do. To test out who it can be, I'm going to give them both very cheap contracts, and whoever accepts it, that's the guy who's going to sign on the team. If they both accept it, then we're going to have to look at things. All right, maybe trade one of them in the free agency. But for right now, I'm going to give him 5 years. All right, and Webb, I'm going to give you 5 years at 2.555. All right, very cheap and long term. All right, Pody, same thing. I'm going to give you a 5-year deal if I can. If you want more, I'll give you more. Okay, he only wants 1 year. I'll give him 5 years, see if it works. All right, and Pody wanted 3.22. Pody actually wanted more than I thought that would be the other way around. I'll give Pody 2.7 for 5 years, all right? So we'll see which one of them wanted more. All these other defensemen, we're going to wait on. Kindle is probably going to be dropped to free agency. Hacken, Subban, Filatrell, Pody, Panik. All these guys are going to wait. Bartek, unless they're 77 or less in overall, you can't sign them to 2-way contracts. So Ralston, I'm going to sign my rookies right now while I'm here. Ralston, B- rookie, get on the team. Bradley, B- rookie, get on the team. All right. And Lamoureux, get on the team. Perfect. All right, perfect. So that's the defenseman done. We're going to see who signs. Right wingers. Now, Nielsen. I think this guy, he was somebody that I was maybe thinking of signing long term, but because his offensive category is outstanding. I mean, he still has the A for potential, right? But this guy's probably going to want a lot, and his defensive category isn't the greatest. And here's the thing, right? We already have enough forwards to fill up our team. Like, we don't need to grab Nielsen to fill up another spot. We're already full, right? But Nielsen, the thing about Nielsen is he's kind of the same as Harper, all right? Another sniper with a great offensive category, like Harper does, but not the greatest defensive category. And I already have Harper locked up long term. But here's the problem. I think I want to trade Harper in the offseason to free up $3.5 million worth of cap, all right? I'm not going to sign Nielsen, but I think I want to sign this. Where is he? Hang on. I think I want to sign that Hendry, I think his name was. That Hendry guy. Yeah, here he is, because he's another sniper. He's only 22 years old. He's got the B potential, but look at his defensive category for a sniper. And he has an A- for defense with that defensive category. Now, his offensive category isn't like Nielsen's or Harper's just yet. It could get there. He's got the B for offensive potential. But this is what I'm saying. I think I want to get Hendry to replace Harper next year and trade away Harper, all right, and trade away Nielsen. Because their defensive category as a sniper ain't the greatest, and he is making a lot, 3.5 mil, all right? So I want to try and sign Hendry long-term right now. All right, I like Hendry's stats. I want to get this. Ooh, he wants 4.735. All right, I'll give you 6 years, and I'll really try to lowball this guy right here. We'll start really low. We'll go 4.050, all right, for 6 years. There you go, Hendry. Rahak, we're not going to sign. Piero Zobotel, he's had some great games for us, but unrestricted free agent. We're not going to be able to sign him. Nick Ritchie, we have to sign this guy no matter what. Dale Hunter, superbman. He only wants 1 year, goddamn. I'll give you 5 years at 1.80. There you go. That's good enough for Nick Ritchie. All right, go down the list. What's this? Erickson. I wanted to sign that Erickson guy. This guy was a draft pick that I picked up with the Edmonton trade. A sniper with an A-, B for defensive category. Athleticism, not the greatest, but if anything, a trade asset of the future. All right, and he's young. I can maybe lock him up long term. I'll come back to Erickson. Rookies, nobody. And then centers, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got all the centers signed. And goaltenders, we still have got to figure out what we're going to do with Dake. He wants a starter contract, so if we can offer it to him, we will, but I don't think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to wait till we trade away Bernie Mac before we can sign Dake, all right? So let's simulate it with Dake and see what happens between Pody and Webb. Let's see which one's going to accept the cheaper contract here. So Hendry, so we got Hendry back for, what was it, like 6 years at 4050, I think it was. So Hendry's going to replace Harper next year. Perfect. Richie we got back for 5 years. Perfect. All right, so we signed Webb for 5 years, so he didn't mind the contract. And Pody rejected the contract, all right? So it looks like Webb is going to be our guy. Yeah, because Pody rejected the contract. Now let's see here. Defensemen, goalies. So we still have $6 million to work with. Yeah, so I have my 6 defensemen now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Webb and Pody. How much did Pody want again? Let me just see this. Pody wanted 3.3, and I offered him, what, a $5 million deal at 1.8 or something like that? If I give you 2.75, is there any other defenseman who you're cheaper than? Hang on a sec. Hedman, no, I'm keeping Hedman. Fensky, you're more expensive than Fensky, and Fensky's our second best, so Fensky stays. Bisson and Bowen. Well, Bowen's actually kind of expensive, 3.750, just for a defensive defenseman. I think maybe Pody could take him over now. Oh, even though he's a defensive defenseman. Maybe I sign Pody and trade Bowen to free up some more cap space. How much did Pody want? If I could sign him... Hey, let me try to sign Pody one more time, because I think Bowen we could get rid of. He wants 3, because Bowen had like 3.75, and I got to free up some cap space going into this year. What did I offer Pody before? 5 years at 2.75. All right, I'll offer him 5 years at 2.85. If he accepts this, then he's almost $1 million cheaper than Bowen, and I'll accept that, because Bowen's a great defensive defenseman, but we already have Ekblad coming, and Webb is here as well, and with Pody, we have enough defensemen. We can free up $1 million. All right? Yeah, so I want to do that. So Pody, I'm going to try and sign you one more time. If you don't accept, then we're going to skip on you. All right? Everyone else... What do we got to sign? Oh, Erickson. I wanted to sign this guy long term. No, so no other players get their hands on him. I'll try to give you 6 years at 1.755. All right, try to get you long term. All right, let's simulate up a day. Let's see what happens with Pody and Erickson here. It's pretty much the only players I want. Everyone else I think we're going to be trading. All right, so Gary Pody decided to sign long term, 5 years at 2.8 or something like that. I may have to look into that. And Erickson actually signed long term as well. So Erickson's got locked up for 6 years at, what, less than $2 million. So definitely good. All right, so everyone else on our team, let's see here. Everyone else on our team. Ponick, we're not going to be able to sign, so we're going to release you. All right, Kindle, we're not going to be able to sign. Thank you for your 1 year here in Tampa Bay. Didn't work out for us. I thought you may be able to be a defenseman of the future, but we have plenty of other young studs, and we didn't win the Stanley Cup this year, so don't really have any incentive to bring these guys back. Trout, same thing. Piero Zobatel, thank you for you've had some clutch goals for us, but I got to release you as well. All right, Rahak, and then all of these guys tendered qualifying offers so I can trade them in the offseason just for some draft picks. All right, I'm not even going to trade them for any more prospects. I'm just going to load up our team with draft picks for the next GM who comes in. All right, Subban Laxo. Actually, hang on. What was that Laxo guy? He had a B potential, only being 21 years old. A-, B-, B, as a two-way defender, nothing special. We already have our 6 defensemen worked out right now. And then, we have another B- right winger, Volpetti. Sign this guy. There you go. All right. That's all of that taken care of. Perfect. And then goaltenders, we're not going to be able to sign Daig right now. We got to free up the cap space first with the trades. That's another reason why I think I'm going to trade away Bowen. He wants 4.5 for 2 years, so I'm going to have to wait on that for Daig. All right, so tender qualifying offer. And then these guys as well. I want to keep the cap space free. All right, so there's all the goalies covered and all the skaters covered. Yeah, and then that one Volpetti guy. All right, so let's go into free agency here. Let's check out the free agents list. Let's see if there's any young studs that we may want to get our hands on, any young prospects with B or higher potentials, all right? And then we'll go and try to make our trades. We got to make the trade Bernie Mac for Ekblad, and then we got to get Bowen off our team as well to free up some cap space for our players, and then sign some more players as well, all right? So we have a lot of work still ahead of us. Actually, before I go into, my bad. I thought I was in the trading menu. Before we go into the trading menu, let's go into free agents and see anything here. So Travis Zajac and Dion Phaneuf, the top players there, but they're both 35 years old, so I'll say no to that. Looks like Kindle is the best deal, 27 years old, 87 overall defensive defenseman. Yeah, so there's really no studs that I want to add to our starting team. Any young rookies? B- potentials? No, we have plenty of young guys with B- potentials. We don't need that, all right? So there's no skaters, goalies, any studs. Niemi's the best. No, we're fine. Potentials, no, we're fine. All right, so we're not going to be getting anybody from free agency, from the free agents list, all right? So that's good to know.